So we are going to see today the grid installation, Oracle 11G grid installation. For this, we have two different nodes, RAC1 and the RAC2. And we have a virtual SAN, which is nothing but your open filer. Alright. So we are going to install our grid for our RAC database on a two-node installation. We can also have a one-node installation. Okay. The open filer will give you a simulation of a SAN, where we can create some logical groups and logical volumes and map those volumes to these nodes, RAC1 and RAC2. How are we going to do that? Okay. The first thing you will see whether we are able to ping or not to these machines. Okay, so RAC SAN is pinging 192.168.1.21 is our SAN machine. And what is your RAC2 is pinging. It is also pinging. Alright. Now we will connect to these machines remotely 192.168.1.11 by a PuTTY software. Root 123 and we'll open another session. Root Okay, so we have two different machines and one more machine is SAN 192.168.1.21. Okay. So for the RAC installation, the networking is very, very important. So every node should have the two network cards. Okay? It should have two different network cards. One is for the public and one is for the private. You see here, this one is for your public. From the host to guest, how are we connecting to this network card via PuTTY? Okay, another one is about the private connection. This is for the interconnectivity, and in the real-time scenario, they will use HBA card here. They will use what? HBA card, host bus adapter. Okay. Why they use the HBA card? For the faster switching. For the faster switching of the services from the one node to the another node. Okay. Let's check on the other node. See here? Same thing. Two network cards. And also, for the SAN, you will have the two network cards. One is for the public and one is for the private. You can ask me why we have to give two network cards to the SAN. Because for the local administration, for the SAN administration, we are going to use the public network. For the interconnectivity among the nodes, we are going to use the private. That's the reason for the SAN also we are going to use two network cards. Okay? Simple? Alright. Now, are we able to ping? Yes, we are able to ping from the host to get to all these three resources. RAC1, RAC2 and RAC3. Alright. SAN. Now, the next part is, are we able to ping from RAC1 to RAC2 and from RAC2 to RAC1, from the SAN to RAC1, SAN to RAC2, RAC1 to SAN, RAC2 to SAN. Okay? For the public as well as for the private. So what is the host name that we have given to the RAC1? RAC1.wipro.com. This is our host name. Okay, this is very, very important for before you proceed with the rack installation or the grid installation. Okay, before the rack installation, when I am telling you, there are various steps. First is the line installation, then is the network configuration, okay, then is the prerequisite requirement. There are a lot of prerequisites that you have to meet before you install the cluster software. As I told you earlier, the grid software consists of the cluster as well as the ASN. Cluster as well as the ASN. I have not discussed to you what is an ASN. Today I was supposed to discuss about the ASN concept. So after this class, I will give you the ASN concept. Okay, so that you and Amit both will be in the both will be in the same platform. Okay. Okay. The first thing is check the host name. Now check for the host name for the RAC 2. RAC2.wipro.com. Now check for the scan.wipro.com. Now next is we have to configure the host file. We have to configure the host file. Cat etc host. The host file will act like a local DNS. Host file will act like a local DNS. The RAC can be configured with the two different methods, DNS server as well as the GNS, grid naming server. With two different methods. That means we need to have a separate DNS server. In our case, in the lab environment, we don't have a separate DNS server, so we are considering this host file as our DNS server. So what is the purpose of DNS? To resolve your host name and associated IP. See here, it consists of the IP address and it's the host name, and this is the alias. Okay, so this is for the RAC 1, this is for the fan, this is for the public IP. 192.168.1 for the RAC 1, this is for the RAC 2, and this is for the private. The same thing, same configuration should be there in the RAC 1, RAC 2 as well as in SAN host file. Okay, so we have public, private, the RAC1-PRIV.wipro.com, RAC1-PRIV. Virtual, okay. Virtual IP and scan IP I will tell you. Now, virtual IP and scan IP should belong to the public IP. The one series, 192.168, one series. So belong to the public network. Okay. The two is the private network. 192.168.2 is the private network for the interconnectivity. One is for the public. Public means users from the outside. It's the internet network. From the outside, the users are trying to access our RAC 1 and RAC 2 servers. Understood? Okay. Now let's check the RAC. This is the SAN that we have checked for the RAC 2 cat etc. For the RAC 1. See? Same thing. One thing is missing is private network. PI, it is the host. Come here. Okay, so RAC 1 and RAC 2 has the same concept here, RAC 1 and RAC 2. The same, both sides. Now next, we need to ping and see. First is self-pinging. Ping 192.168.1.11. It is pinging. The next ping is the host name. Ping RAC1 dot wipro.com. It is pinging. The next thing is the alias. Ping RAC1. It is pinging. Now check with the RAC2. Ping 192.168.1.12, right? 12. This is the RAC2. Ping RAC2 dot wipro.com. Ping RAC2. So for the public, it is pinging. Self-pinging as well as pinging to the other node. Now let's move to private. Ping 192.168.2.11. Ping RAC1 hyphen priv.wipro.com. Ping RAC1 hyphen priv. Pinging. Okay. Now next. Ping 192.168.2.12. For the RAC2 hyphen priv. So ping RAC2 hyphen priv dot wipro.com. This pinging. Ping RAC2 hyphen priv. Okay. What is pinging? Now check with the virtual IP and scan IP. Virtual IP and scan IP shouldn't ping. Okay, ping 192.168.1.103. Not pinging. 104. Not pinging. 106. 107. 105. Okay. So same thing do with the RAC2 and as well as on SAN. So now ping 192.168.2.1.12. Ping RAC2 dot wipro.com. Ping RAC2 to finish. Now from RAC2 we have to ping to RAC1. 192.168.1.11. Further private in me go here. This is very, very essential for you. Check the connectivity. Otherwise, your cluster installation will fail. Okay, so it is not pending. So we have used from the rack and rack 2 to pin to the fan. So pin 192.168.1.21, right? It's pinging from rack 2, the fan is pinging from rack 2, and pin fan dot wipro.com pin fan, and come to the private pin 192, this is very important, 168.2.21, right? Okay guys, so this is clear, and from the fan same RAC1, same RAC2, same RAC1 hyphen CRIV. Clear? Next is now let's prepare our RAC1 and RAC2 for the cluster installation. We have to create one directory called U01. Okay. So how would you create a directory? mkdir U01. Okay. I am going to create one directory under the root. So that is why I am using this /. Okay. I have already created one directory. Okay. And I have transferred the grid software and the database software to this directory. I'm just renaming it just for my understanding. Okay. Oracle Grid Software. Okay. OGS. Are you getting me? Ramesh? These are the software that I have given you, right? I have given you the grid software as well as the database software. Okay. I have transferred this software into the virtual machine. How did I do that? By which software I do that? In SCP. Good. In SCP. Okay. Do you want to see this? Same thing you do check in the RAC2 whether the /U01 directory is there or not. cd/U01 is there. But there is a I have also transferred my files to this node RAC1 and RAC2. Okay, so I will rename it because the name is very long. So moving to the OG. What is it? And I have unzipped the grid software. This is the only grid software that you see here, which consists of the clusterware and the ASM. Okay? Which consists of the clusterware and the ASM. So, when you unzip this, it will create the grid directory, grid folder. Okay, I am going to remove this and I will unzip it again for you. So I will use this command unzip Linux grid. Okay. So which user is logged in? Root. Always all the administrative tasks that I will do is via root. Root user. So you know how to go the necessity, right? Huh? What is difficult like this then? Simple. Drag and drop. Okay, so log in. New 192.168.1.11 and then after the password in that putty. Connect with the root user. So this part is your Windows and this part is your Linux. So you go to the U01 directory here and simply copy the files from here to here, drag and drop. Okay? For example, I want to copy this file, so drag and drop. Now it will be seen in the Linux. Okay? Right? Why does necessity? Okay, so unzip has been done and see it has created the grid directory. Okay, so this grid directory should be there on the RAC and RAC 2. However, it is not essential. Either you can invoke the installation from the RAC 1 as well as from the RAC 2. Or either no. From either server. Okay. That's the reason I have copied the software on both the nodes. If I want, I can start the installation of clusterware software in the RAC 1 as well as from the RAC 2. When it is installed, the clusterware software, it will tightly integrate the RAC 1 and RAC 2 as a one entity. It will tightly integrate these two nodes as a one cluster. What is the definition of a cluster? It is a tightly integrated nodes and also interconnected. That is the definition of the cluster. Okay. So next. So this is a document that I have shared to you, and this document shows the installation on VirtualBox. Okay, it is not showing you the installation on Stan OpenFiler. For the OpenFiler installation, this is a separate document. That I have shared with you, and the general setup that we are going to make. The shareable virtual disk is from the SAN, okay, and would follow this is on virtual box. I'll remove this and get you maybe. Right now, take this document. I will edit this document and I will share with you. Alright. So, after I make the Linux installation, the second thing I did is the connectivity. Okay. Then I transfer the grid software. Okay. Then we have to install the required packages for the software installation, for the cluster software installation. Packages. Okay. I have not discussed to you in Linux class. Packages. What are the packages? Nothing but the piece of software. In Windows it's a .exe file. In Linux it is a .rpm. It's what? RPM. Okay, Red Hat Package Management. .rpm. Okay. So for the database successful installation, there are some RPMs required which you need to install before you install the cluster software and before you install the database. Okay. Secondly, these RPMs can be installed with the two different methods. One is manual, one is automated. With the manual, there is a command called RPM. There is a command called RPM. RPM says -IVH. Okay. I'll show you practically. RPM says -IVH and the package name. RPM says -IVH and the package name. The package will be installed. However, these packages are of two types. Parent and the child. Parent and the child. Whenever we try to install any parent package, any package, if it has any child packages means any dependencies are there, then we need to install first the child packages, first the dependencies, then we have to come to the parent. So it's the basic concept that I wanted to give for the package management, Okay? So this was the manual configuration. So the manually we have to install with the RPM space -IVH. Okay, if it has identified any dependencies, then we have to install the dependencies first and then we have to install the parent. Okay, next, how to install the RPM automatically? There is a utility called YUM. Yellow Dog Updater. It is known as what? Yellow Dog Updater. YUM. Okay. Now, if you configure YUM, we have to configure YUM. Manually. We have to configure YUM. If you configure YUM, automatically the YUM will install dependencies or the child packages first, and then it will install the parent packages. Okay. So now I am going to show you how to configure YUM. YUM is the best method to install the packages. Okay. However, it is optional. It depends upon you whether you would like to install the packages manually, RPM, or via YUM. So I want to choose YUM. Okay. So first thing that you have to do is copy all the RPMs. All the RPMs means all the packages that is available in the ISO image or the CD or a DVD. Where will be the RPMs available? The CD, DVD or the ISO image. Okay. Let's go there. CD/media. See. Always your CD, DVD or ISO image will be mounted in this directory media. Okay. So when I am saying ls, it is not showing any image. So I have to mount it. So how do I mount it? Go to settings. this is there, just reconnect and OK. Do this for the RAC 2 also if it is not mounted. Okay, now check. Still not there. See, the VMware tool is mounted actually. So we need to mount our Linux ISO image. Understood? So, browse here. Right here, right on the next slide. Okay? This saying override it, just override anyway, because it will change from VMware tool to the RAC 2. So if it is not showing you the Linux ISO image, better after mounting it, restart. After mounting it, restart your system. It is still showing you the VMware tool. So we are going to restart. Okay, now it is giving the pause button. You see here? What do you see here now? Okay, it has now showing the ISO image of your Oracle Linux CD. Here also. Now let's connect that to our machine via 14. Okay. So inside the CD or ISO image, there is a folder called server. And here you will find all of these RPMs. These are nothing but your packages. In the short form I am telling RPM. Okay? But what you need to do is, you need to create one directory, mkdir-p. Okay? And under the /01, create one directory called repository. Okay. mkdir. Okay. Now I will copy star.rpm to /u01/report. So here also I want to configure YUM, that's why I am copying all the RPMs that are there in the CD or DVD and in our online Linux server. So cd/media mkdir-ping 1. Copy star.rpm/u01/report. So one more important thing about YUM is YUM can be configured in two different methods. One is local repository as well as the public repository. Okay. First you have to understand what do you mean by repository. Repository means, for example, you have a sump in your house, right, where you store the water under the ground. What is a water repository? Where you store the water. Okay, the same way, what we are doing, we are creating a folder, and that folder we are calling as a repository, where the collection of RPMs are there. Okay, so there are two types of repositories: public and local. Public and local. Local means it will read all the RPMs from the folder that I have created, which is report. Public means it will connect to the Oracle server online and try to download the server. For that, you need to have a license from Oracle. You need to have a license from Oracle. If you come at 10 o'clock, then it will be difficult now. So, Amit and I want to club both of you. Amit having an office on 10:30. So, very important. We have to run a command called create repo /u01 /report. Okay? Create repo /u01 /report. So this command will understand that or will recognize that on this location the repository of RPMs is located. All the RPMs are stored in this location. Okay? It will do some settings in the background. And it make sure that whenever I run a command yum install and the package name, it will try to read the packages from this location. Understood? So create repository command is over. It has done its own job. Okay. Next is there is a file called yum.conf. Okay, it will be under the etc directory. So I am going to that etc directory. Okay, and there is a file called yum.conf. Okay, there is a file yum.conf in the etc directory. So VEI is the what? Editor. Good. So VEI yum.conf. Okay. From here, you have to write these 4 lines. I have written these 4 lines manually. Yeah. Previously, I have written this line. Okay. Now here, base URL means the location of your directory where your RPMs are stored. Okay. You have to write this 4 lines from here, local to GPG check 0. This information is what is GPG check, what is enabled, what is base URL, what is failover method is equal to parity. Everything is being given in your Linux lab document. Okay, just refer that. Okay. Put the Q and save it. Now it is the time to test. It is the time to test. So the command, if you wanted to install, see, according to the RAC documentation, it's saying please install this RAC validated package. This RAC validated package is required, is a prerequisite. It is what? Is a prerequisite. Prerequisite for the cluster installation or the database installation. Right. So I'm going to install this. So I will write this command yum install Oracle validated. I can also write star. So any package, what do you mean by star is any package that is related to this name will be installed. Understood? See? It is going to install like this. If there are any dependencies, then it is going to identify those dependencies and it will install automatically. Alright, my friend? Here. So I have installed this earlier, so it's saying it's already installed and nothing to do. Okay? Already installed and nothing to do. So I have to install this package on RAC also. RAC 1 as well as on RAC 2. Whatever the prerequisites that I have that I see here in this document, it is applicable on both nodes, RAC 1 and RAC 2. In the cluster, the size of the system configuration of the server should be similar. The RAC 1 should be of the same size, means the RAM config RAM should be of 2 GB, means RAC 2 also have a 2 GB. Hard disk is 40 GB, means RAC 2 also should have a 40 GB. One processor. Same one point. Understood? So these are the additional RPM required before we install the cluster software or database. Okay. So how are we installing? Huh? See here. What is the command that we are using here? RPM. Okay. UVS. U means upgrade. UVS means installation. Okay. And this is the package name. So now here this document is giving the installation, the RPM installation was the RPM, which is a manual. Okay. We can convert this to YUM. Or we can also install via this command. Control C, and then go to where are our RPMs stored in the report directory. cd/u01 cd report. Now just simply paste it. How would you paste it? Right click or you see your right click now here. Here Ramesh. This one. Just right click and it will do the installation. First I went to the location because RPM will not identify the RPM's location automatically. This is only done by the YUM. So why you can ask me, why sir you are doing the RPM, you have configured the YUM. You can ask me, but I wanted to apply the RPM with the package with the RPM as well with YUM because I want to verify twice. Because if this RPM is not installed properly, then I will face difficulty in cluster installation. So I want to verify, I want to make sure that I have installed all the required RPMs. Okay, I want to do a double check. So with the first I am doing the RPM utility, the second I am doing with the YUM. No problem. And this is at the same time also demonstrating you that how you can install the RPM with the RPM utility as well as the YUM. So you are seeing two different methods. Okay? Okay. So this has finished. Already installed. Now same thing we can do with the YUM install. How? Simply open this notepad and Control V. Replace on RPM -UVS with the YUM install. Okay? Replace on. Then Control A, Control C. Simply press here. Okay. Nothing to do. Now try the same thing on the RAC 1 because we are not doing the RAC 1. See just now the RAC 1 has finished creating the repository, create repo /201/. So next we have to go to the which file? em.forms and then change the name repo to repos. You have to write this line manually, okay, from the local to this one. Understood? Now step yum install Oracle -validated. Okay. Okay, done. Now next, those packages. Okay. Next, it is asking to amend or add the following line in this particular file, sysctl.com. Where is this file located? Under the etc directory. Okay, what are these? These are kernel parameters. These are what? Kernel parameters. What is the definition of a kernel guys? Interface between applications and the hardware. Application and hardware. The definition of operating system is the interface between the user and the hardware. Very light system. Then we will go to RAC1 machine, okay, and we will go to this file VEI. First I will clear the screen. VEI/etc sysctl.com. Okay, and I will add these lines, just copy and paste it. Okay. See, I have, just for the demonstration purpose, I have write this segregate or separated this configuration. Okay, with the name, eventually release to RAC installation. Okay, there will be some parameters already there in this file. So we manage. Okay, see, some files will be there already in this file. Okay, you don't have to touch or edit these parameters. Okay, come down here and just write this copy and paste it here. Okay, I'll show you once again so that you don't copy this. Come here. Insert mode. You see? I'm just editing. So you write something here, like 11G release to RAC installation kernel parameters. Okay, this is for your understanding. Understood? I am deleting this one. This is for demonstration purpose, guys. I'm saving this. Okay. Same thing I have to do in the. If I want to make this settings permanent, then type this command. Okay, /admin /sysctl-p. That's it. Clear? VEI or /etc sysctl.com. Okay, already there. Vijay, Samir, Ganesh, okay, already there. Now there is another file to which we have to make the changes, which is limits.conf. Where is this file located? Under the ETC there is a again folder called security, and security there is a file called limit. Right. So we'll go to this first RAC1. So VI/etc/security and limits.com. Okay, so come here. See, I've already written this 11G leads to RAC installation. Okay, double click. Next file that we have to look for is this file, etc pan.d pan.d. Okay, cd/etc pan.d login. Sorry, I'm not doing login. VI login. Here I've already made the changes here. Okay? That's it. No? See, this is the file pan.login. All we have to do is just copy this thing and paste it here. Okay, just for the settings here, understanding the right this like this 11G release to RAC installation. Well, so same thing you have to do on the RAC. Here. So this is over. Then you have, we are using cat command, just I'm displaying it, okay? Because I have already done this, just want to verify. So this is security limits.com. So 11G RAC installation, okay? And next is cat etc pan.d login. See? 11G RAC. Right? Next we have to create the new groups and users. New groups and users. Okay. These are the groups. Now this is again comes under the chapter in Linux, user creation and the group creation. Okay, user creation and the group creation. So first I will show you how to create the group, normal group. Okay, how to create a normal group. There is a command called group add. Okay, group add. Let's say bottom. Okay, group add. Group add and name of the group. Let's say group add and give you football. It's a group football group. Okay, I am adding a group. Okay. Now if I want to add a user add, okay, Messi. Lionel Messi. Okay, for example. This is the user add. Now I want to make this user Messi belong to the football group. Okay, so I will modify the user add, okay, -g is the primary group. Let's see, user modify I want to modify this user, so I would use user mod. I have already created the user code, user add Messi. I want to modify this user and make this user belong to the football group. Okay, so I will say the command user mod. User mod, I want this group football. Okay, and username is Messi. Okay, this is how you will modify the event. How you will check? How you will check is like, you have to say ID. ID is the command and name of the user, Messi. So it's saying user ID is, every user will have some ID. So user ID is 1101, group ID is 1202, which is the football group. And the group is football. This user belongs to this group, football group. Understood? You can also change the ID change the user ID. How, for example, now, what is the ID? 1101. So you can again say user mod -u. Let's say 1113. 13, okay? 13. Like this. User name is. Now ID, let's see. See? The user ID has been changed now to 1113. These are the basic things that you need to know about the user and group administration as a DBA. Basically. There are more advanced things now, okay, available in the user and group administration. So we will see at the time permit. But right now, as a DBA, you should know this compulsorily. Adding a user, modifying a user, modifying an even group also. Now, for example, I want to see the group ID. So whatever the user that you have created, it will be in a file called PASSWD under the etc directory. PASSWD. It will pronounce as a password. It will pronounce as this file as a password file, but it is not a password file. Because of the spelling, PASSWD is pronounced as a password file, but it is not the password file. Where it is located? Under the etc directory. Remember this. Group names, as for the database installation, you need to create few required groups like DBA. You need to create some groups and specific users. Remember this. Not in the real team. Not in the real team. Okay. It is at the OS level, at the operating system level, we need to create few groups and the user. As I explained to you earlier, that the owner of the software will be of the Oracle software will be the operating system user to which you install it. Did you remember? On the Windows you have installed the database, right? Oracle XC. Okay? So you have installed Oracle XC from the Windows user. Whatever the Windows user, for example, ABC, whatever user, what is the user that you see there? Abby will be the owner of the Oracle software because she is installed. But as per the real-time environment, it will be the user name should be Oracle. So we have to create one user for Oracle. We cannot create a user like Abby or Ramesh or something like this. It is a rule that is defined. Or it could be something like this. Wipro. Oracle user is there. Wipro. Big T. Big training. This means it's the Oracle user, okay, of the company Big Training. The naming convention will be like this. In different companies, different names will be there as they want. Not necessarily the Oracle. First, for your understanding, for the class understanding, for the lab understanding, you need to understand that Oracle software owner will be the Oracle user. So when you went to the company, when you join as a DBA, they will give you the different user names like this. This will be different. Don't get confused. So you need to understand that this is the Oracle user. For example, it will be something like, Ora big T. What do you mean by this? Okay, don't get confused. Okay, Ora big T means, okay, it could be your Oracle user. Ora Wipro, understand? Oracle user belongs to the Wipro company. Okay. So this is the file TSSWD, so which you can see the list of all the users. You see, Oracle user is there. See? It's already created. Messi user is there. Just now we have created. See Messi. Alright. So this is the user ID and this is the group ID. The Messi belongs to the group 1202, which is the football group. Now where would you see the details about the group? What we are seeing is the information about the user. Now, where do you see the information about the group? It will be under the group. Okay. See, these are all the groups. There is a group called Messi also. Who created this group? Just now whenever we create any user, automatically associated group will be created with the same name. For example, I want to add a user called Ramesh. Okay. Now I want to check in the group. See, the Ramesh group has been created. It will also create a user and an associated group. But I don't want Ramesh to belong to its own group Ramesh. I want Ramesh to belong to the football group. So I will edit the Ramesh with the user mod command. Understood? Same way that we are doing here. Now here, this document is telling us that we need to add a group called oinstall. We need to add a group called oinstall. We need to add a group called DBA. Okay, and it should have the ID code 1000. And it should have the ID code 1200. And the user ID, the Oracle, should have ID 1100. So this is specific, like this, specific information will come to you in the real time. Right? So you need to do this. How you are going to do this? Okay, modify, use the mod. So here, first thing that you're going to do is check verify the group. How you will do charity group? See, we have a group called oinstall. Okay, what is the ID? 1000. Okay, DBA 1200. So we don't have to change it. There is another way through which you can do it. Grep is the command, right? You have practiced grep command in the basic command. Grep grep oinstall /etc group. So it will only show you the details regarding the oinstall. It will not show you all the list. There is a filter command. It is called a filter command. I have also suggested you to see the filter command like save command, okay, and this grep command. Very, very important command. We will be using statement here in the real time. Alright. So likewise, you can also check about the DBA. DBA 100. Okay. Now the same thing you have to check in the user. So grep, which is the user, Oracle. Oracle Which is the file for users? Which file you could go for? TSSWD password file. See, it has the user. It has Oracle the user we have, but what is the ID that it has? 1100 that we wanted. Okay, 1100. Okay, or else we can say ID Oracle. See, ID Oracle. So it belongs to the user ID is 1100, the group ID is 1000, which belongs to install, as well as it also belongs to the group called DBA. So it should be like this. See, you are adding a user, -G means primary group. -G means primary group, capital G, small g means primary group, capital G means secondary group. Alright, so let's check again for the RAC 2 also. Okay, so there, first ID Oracle, ID. So both nodes should have the same username and the same group. And also the group should have the same ID. And the user should also have the same ID. So the Oracle user is 1100, yes, 1100. Okay. Now group, see, you can also check here. The group ID for the install is 1000. The way we want 1000. And the group for the DBA 1200. Okay. Ramesh, where are you? Okay, 1200. Okay, 1200. Right. Okay, next. We want to change the password for the Oracle user. So what is the command? TSSWD Oracle. TSSWD Oracle. Oh, sorry. I am giving the same password, Oracle, ORACLE. So type again, ORACLE. Do the same thing in the RAC 2. Okay, guys. So this is what it is. Now next, we need to create the directories in which the Oracle software will be installed. Okay? This is the command. mkdir-b. We are creating the directories inside the directory inside the directory. Okay? This will be your grid form. This is where your Oracle cluster ware software will be installed. Okay? And this is where your Oracle database software will be installed. Okay guys, so this is the place Oracle grid software will be installed. And this is the place where Oracle database the next most important thing in the user and group management, the permission. There is another chapter in the Linux called permission. How to give the permission I think I have discussed you. chmod command. Okay, absolute part as well as the symbolic method. Right? Symbolic method and the absolute method. Okay. So remember those, don't forget. Okay. So now there is also a command called chown. Chown means change ownership. Change ownership. So every file and directory will have some ownership. Okay. It belongs to a particular group. How would you change the ownership? With the help of the chown. Okay. This is an interview question. chown or chmod. It is an interview question. chmod. So we are giving 775 permissions to the /u01 directory. R means recursive. So whatever the directory inside this u01, inside the u01, these are the directories, right? app, 1120, grid, /u01, app, oracle, .cloud, so inside this directory, all of these directories will be changed to with this permission. 775. And this will be Oracle user will be the owner and this will be the group. So install within the group. Okay. So simply you have to copy this and yes, I have already created this directory. Okay, I have already created the directory. Anyway, for you, I will try again. So same thing you can do in the RAC world. Okay. Right. Okay. Now let's go inside this directory cd for /u01 cd appc app cd 1120 cd grid. Where am I now? Present working directory. PWB. Present working directory. It will tell you the location. Where is the location? Okay. Here also cd /u01 app. Okay. Now next, check the same thing. Oracle, this is the location of your Oracle home. So it is going to be cd /u01 app Oracle. So I am putting tab here. Okay, tab, it will taking the name automatically. Wherever I am saying, I am pressing tab. Automatically taking the full name. DB, tab. Okay, enter. Okay. The same thing you do here for the RAC 1. See, every time I don't have to go to this directory, there is a method which is called environmental files. Okay. Now see, I'm going manually, right? qb/u01 app Oracle, right? Product. I'm going. I have to type this. All this location I have to type this in order to go to this location. But what if I create something? If I say, see, this I am considering as, this location I will consider as something called cluster home or grid home. The home for the cluster software. And this location I will consider home for the database software. Okay? So this is the home for the database software and this is the home for the cluster-based software. Right? So, I will form a shortcut. For this shortcut to work, I will explain you later. Okay? The next step coming. I will explain you later the easy method to which you can go directly to this location. If you say cd grid home, it will go to this location. If you say cd database home, it should go to this location. Okay? For that, we will create something called environment file. Something called environment file. So, in this particular server and this particular environment, we may have multiple databases. And every database will have its own virtual home. Database home. So in that situation, I will set the environment file first and I will go to cd db1 home, cd db2 home, cd db3 home. It will go to that particular location. I don't have to remember the whole path. All I have to set the path, all paths I have to set in one environment file. And it will go directly to that location automatically. Right. So, let me stop. So, before installing the database software, you will install the cluster-based software. All the cluster-related files will be stored in this location. Okay, and all the database files will be installed in this location. Next, finish. Next is okay. Now next is it is asking us to we install this cluster-related package. Cluster-related or grid software-related package is there. So it is in this location, under this location. So this is like cd/u01/grid cd/u01 and then okay. Okay, something happened to this directory I don't see, I have created a directory first. I have created a directory, right, once again. If there is no grid software there, there is no grid software, I will have to transfer this. Oh, it is in the OGS. I got confused. See? I got confused. So it is in the OGS. CD LS. See? The grid is here. Okay. So I will go to the grid and there is a folder called RPM. See? RPM is there. Here. This RPM we have to apply. So you can simply say RPM -UVH CVU. Okay. Now it is saying that it requires some, say a prerequisite is there, frame dependency. Okay. So what we are going to do is copy this RPM to our repository. Okay. And then I will install this RPM with not a compatible architecture. Why? Cat etc. New name, my name. Oh. This is the 32-bit Linux. This is the 32-bit Linux. That's why the software that I have given to you for the 64-bit. So I have to download the 32-bit grid software and a 32-bit RAC release, or I have to install the Linux, which is 64-bit. So this is why it's very important, you see, knowing the architecture, 32-bit or 64-bit. So if you got this error, that's why I was wondering why it is giving me. I cannot proceed. I cannot proceed with the installation now, because the software that I have is applicable only for the 64-bit. Okay, so I will stop here today's class. I will download the 32-bit software for the guys and I will give it to you. Okay. Thank you so much guys for bearing me.